So do you also use IndiaMart for your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to add IndiaMart leads and inquiries to Salesforce for wedding catering services. So I'm running a business related to wedding catering services and we use IndiaMart to generate more leads and inquiries for our business. So now what I want is that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMart account, automatically with the help of the same lead details, a new lead should be created in my Salesforce account too. Or we can say that I want to add my IndiaMart lead details into my Salesforce account. So to do this, we are going to create a connection between IndiaMart and Salesforce. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen.
Welcome to my screen everyone. So as you know that in this video we are going to understand how to add IndiaMart leads and inquiries to Salesforce for wedding catering services. So as you know that I run a wedding catering business that relies heavily on IndiaMart to generate client inquiries. So to ensure that our sales team can respond promptly and efficiently, we want to set up this automation where what will happen is that as soon as a new lead or a new inquiry is received through my IndiaMart account, automatically the details of the same lead would be added into my Salesforce account without any manual efforts. But as you know that IndiaMart doesn't provide any native connection with Salesforce. So in order to create a connection between both of these applications, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. And as I mentioned in my introduction, it is an amazing automation software. So to create this connection, I've already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of hours free every month. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And as soon as we're going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications, which is IndiaMart and Salesforce, right? So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And as soon as we're going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So here I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to add IndiaMart leads and inquiries to Salesforce for wedding catering services. And then we're going to click on create, and as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window for automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have triggered an action in this. Trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the triggers the commander for the workflow and actions for the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So by this you can finally understand that the actions are the response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMart because I want that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMart, automatically my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm going to search for IndiaMart and then we're going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically, trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So here what I want is that as soon as the new lead is captured, my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm going to select the same as my trigger event. And as soon as we're going to select the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our IndiaMart account and our Pabbly's workflow. So what we are going to do is first we're going to copy this webhook URL and then we're going to follow these steps, and it is saying log into your IndiaMart account, navigate to the lead manager section in the left tab, go to import export leads from the three dots and then click on IM leads push API, choose other in the select source option and then enter Pabbly Connect in the CRM platform name. Okay, so we're going to follow the same. I'm going to open my IndiaMart account and as you can see that this is the same. Now from the left side of the bar you can see lead manager, so you have to go on this lead manager, and after coming on this lead manager you can see three dots which says menu, so you have to go on this import export leads and then push API. And as you can see that now it is opening my push API integration. So it is asking me for the source and the CRM platform name. So as in the help text, it said that choose other in the select source option. So if we're going to follow the same, for the source I'm going to select it as other, and now for the CRM platform name I'm going to keep it as Pabbly Connect. And now it is asking me for the webbook listener URL. So over here we are going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow, and after doing all of this we are going to click on save details. And as soon as we're going to click on save details, it is asking me for the reason why do I wish to shift my IndiaMart leads to any another application. So over here I'm going to select my reason as I can easily assign leads to my sales team and manage their performance. You can select any another reason of your choice, and then we are going to click on this button which says click to generate OTP. And as soon as we're going to click on this button, it is saying that it has successfully sent me a OTP. So I'm going to enter the OTP, and after entering the OTP we are going to click on submit. And as soon as we're going to click on submit, yes, you can see integration live. So yes, with this we have successfully created a connection between our IndiaMart account and our Pabbly's workflow. But over here you can see that it is saying waiting for a webbook response, and in the notes it is saying now log into the application where you've added the webbook URL and do a test submission/record. So we're going to do a test submission/record in order to capture this webbook response and test our webbook URL. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my IndiaMart account, and over here you can see test your webbook listener URL. So we're going to click on this button, and over here you can see the button of test. So we have to click on this, and as I was going to click on test, yes, you can see that it is giving me a curl request header. So yes, with this we have successfully submitted a test right over here, and now I'm going to open my workflow, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see a test response received right over here, and yes, you can see all the details received. It says requirement for empty mineral water bottle. Over here you must notice that this is not the subject related to our services, right? So over here I'm using a test IndiaMart account, that's why I received the test response right over here. If you're using a live IndiaMart account, you're going to receive the live details of your lead. So over here you can see all the details received. You can see the sender's name, you can see the sender's phone. Over here you can see the sender's mobile number. Over here you can see the sender's state. We are going to move on forward. Over here you can see query message, product name, sender city, and all the details. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMart account, automatically Pabbly is going to capture the response and trigger this workflow. So yes, now what I want is I want to add IndiaMart leads and inquiries to Salesforce, right? So now for the action application we are going to select it as Salesforce. So I'm going to search for Salesforce right over here, and as you can see the same, so we're going to select it, and now it is asking me for the action event. So for the action event I'm going to select it as create lead. Over here you can see the same, so we're going to select it and click on connect. And as soon as I'm going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Salesforce account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this button which says connect with Salesforce. And as soon as I'm going to click on this button which says connect with Salesforce, over here you can see that Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly is safe. And as soon as we're going to click on this button which says allow, yes, you can see that authorization successful. With this we have successfully connected our Salesforce account with our Pabbly's workflow, and now it is asking me for the last name, first name, company, phone, email, and all the details of the lead. So yes, I'm going to enter these details which we received right over here in the response of our IndiaMart account, but we are not going to enter these details by copy pasting it or by manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step, and as you know our previous step was the trigger step where we selected IndiaMart as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So over here I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the last name, right? So let's suppose I'm going to enter the last name right over here manually by typing it like this. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But let's suppose we're going to search the name right over here in the previous response, and as you can see Prabhat. So let's suppose we're going to map this response right over here, and yes, you can see we have mapped this. So yes, now this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. So as we map the last name, we are going to map the rest of the details too. So it is saying first name. So over here you can see that I've mapped Prabhat, which was the first name and the last name only because I have received a test response. So I haven't received the full name of my lead. Okay, so last name was required, so I mapped it. We are going to move on forward. We are only going to map the required details. Over here it is asking for the company. So yes, I'm going to map the company, I'm going to look for company in the previous response right over here. And as you can see, ABC Private Limited. So we're going to map it. We're going to map the phone number right over here. I'm going to search for phone, and as you can see, sender's phone number. So we're going to map it. And after mapping these details, we are going to move on forward. Only we are going to fill in the required details. Okay, it is saying lead source. I'm going to keep it as other. It is saying status. I'm going to keep it as open, not contacted. It is saying rating. I'm going to keep it as warm. We're going to move on forward. Okay, we are going to map the street to. I'm going to look for address, and as you can see, the same. So we're going to map it. Over here, we're going to map the city. I'm going to look for city. We are going to map it, and then we're going to look for country, and we are going to map the country too. As you can see, India. And after mapping all of these details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as soon as I'm going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see ID. This is the lead ID which says success. So yes, with this, we have successfully received a positive response that we have successfully created a new lead in our Salesforce with the same details received from our IndiaMart account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Salesforce and check for the new lead created. So I'm going to go on leads right from here. And as soon as I'm going to go on leads, yes, you can see recent item Prabhat. So I'm going to open this. And yes, you can see that we have successfully created a new lead. You can see name, you can see the company which we entered, you can see the lead status, lead source, or you can see the rating and the phone number which we entered. Also, you can notice that over here is the address which we entered, right? So yes, with this, we have successfully completed our workflow. And now I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected IndiaMart. For the trigger event, we selected new leads. For the action application, we selected Salesforce. And then for the action event, we selected create lead, because I wanted that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMart account, I wanted to add that lead details into my Salesforce account too. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here, you can see the lead details added in my Salesforce account, which were the same received from my IndiaMart account. And now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received through my IndiaMart account, automatically the details would be added to my Salesforce without any manual efforts. We don't have to come back in again to our workflow and click on save and send test request. Directly, this workflow is going to work in backend and add the details from IndiaMart to Salesforce. So yes, this was it for the video. And if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.